Hello everybody, Keith here again. Today I'm going to go right outside my comfort zone completely and try to repot this Restrepia. I've got three that probably want looking at, but this one is definitely the worst. It's the only one in a translucent pot, and because it's wet and in a humid atmosphere, we've got a lot of algae or something like that in the pot, as you can see. So what I want to try and do is dig it out and just see what's underneath it. It's flowered several times, but it's not done anything else, and that's slightly worrying. I asked on Roger's Orchids Facebook group what other people did, and one said that they used a mixture of moss, charcoal, perlite and leca. Well, I haven't got any leca. I'm not sure that aquarium gravel would help, so I'm going to try using the smallest bark I've got just to try and open things up a little bit. But I do want to have a look what's in there. I've got to decide at some point what I'm going to do with that moss, that little fern as well, whether I do anything with it or took it away. But I think the first thing is to get it out of the pot and actually see what we're up against. Well, we've got, inevitably this green stuff all over everywhere, but we've got roots right down to the bottom. So however this has been potted by Burnham's, which is where I got it from, it's not that unhappy. And that was one of the things I was considering, if I try to replicate what they've done, it should go again. Now, it's the only one, as I said, this is a translucent pot. I've got that which I could use as a replacement, but it's slightly bigger, and I'm not sure it needs that. But what I could do is put one inside the other like that, and that will definitely reduce the amount of light reaching the pot and the moss and everything else. The alternative is to use that, but then that's getting deep and it actually doesn't have a hole in the bottom, so I'd need to start getting the soldering iron around that one if I was going to do it. But right, let's try and tease this moss out, hopefully without wrecking the roots on this plant. And I don't think that is going to be the easiest thing to do. Some of these roots might be off this fern actually. I don't normally clean things up while I'm videoing, but I don't know what I'm doing with this, so as much as anything else I want to record what's in here, as I say, praying that I'm not doing more damage than is absolutely crucial. Right, that's got the moss out. Not moss, the fern. We've got what I think are some good roots. We've got some short ones. We've got that one's obviously died. We've got some roots going down. So let's try and tease some more of this moss. It's basically moss and perlite, this mix. It was watered a few days ago now, probably over a week, but because it's in this tank which you've seen before, and the top is sealed, they don't dry out very fast at all. Might not be the best thing in the world, but having said that, you know, I'm digging out, if that's not a good root, and some more over there, I'm not really sure what is. So I don't think it's desperately unhappy, certainly not as unhappy as I thought it was going to be. But I am a little bit nervous, as I say, about trying to get the moss out without knocking shreds out of this root system, which actually does seem to be quite good. So I think that you've seen probably as much as you need to now, and I'll probably be able to, it's just going to bore everybody silly watching me fiddling around with this moss, and it looks like this is where the concentration of the root is. So I think I'm going to turn the video off, and I'll finish cleaning it up, and then we'll come back and have another look. I'm really pleased and surprised by this in the end. The root system is pretty good. I've only had to trim a couple of roots where they'd sort of got damaged, and the inner root was actually exposed from the velamen. But I've taken the sheaths off the stems. I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea, but we all know that that's the kind of place that some of the nasties like to try and hide, so I didn't want any of that. But yeah, I'm really pleased. You can actually see now where the flowers come from, this little growth here. See it on the side of all these, just the back of the leaf. But yeah, I mean, I'm very pleased by that. So I don't think there's any point putting it into a bigger pot. But I think some nice fresh moss with some perlite and some charcoal. Since it was happy in something similar to that, I think that'll be better. And then if I stick it inside a sleeve to try and keep the light off the media, I think we'll do all right with that. So first bit done. Now I'll have to try and make some mixture up and pot it. I think the potting's going to be a bit tedious, to be honest, although it's not going to be very much of it. I've got the moss and the charcoal and the perlite to mix up. I think I'll leave the bark out because that's yet another thing to go funny. So we'll leave that as it is, put it back in the same pot with some more moss, perlite and a bit of charcoal to try and keep it sweet. That moss seems quite happy on its moss pad. What do I do with that? Do I put it onto a piece of cork and see if it'll mount? I don't know. I think I might have to talk to my good lady about that and see what she thinks. But I reckon that on a piece of bark might look quite nice with something else on it. You know, something like that might look quite good. But then it's come from a very humid atmosphere. Perhaps if I can't maintain that, that's another issue. So perhaps it will have to go into a pot. We'll see. Don't worry about that too much anyway for the time being. So I've got to make the mix up, and then I've got to try and pot it up. So again, I'm going to shut the camera off because this is just going to get tedious. So I've got some dried moss that's been soaking in here for a bit. Don't think I need to worry about that pot with everything going back inside. And I say I've got charcoal, just ordinary, it's actually aquarium charcoal, but I'm sure that that will do absolutely fine. It's activated carbon, which is the kind of thing you put in aquarium filters to take any of the naughties away while your filters are getting going. And perlite, I've got a bag of the stuff, so I'll mix some of that together and see how I get on. And I think I'll just basically show you what it's like when I've finished messing about and I'm happy with it, because I've got a feeling I might end up repotting this more than once. Right, I'll see you in a bit. And there we are, that's potted it up. Back in the same pot, I've got the vast majority of it is moss. There was some perlite. I managed to upend more perlite in the mixing tub than I intended, so I had to take quite a lot of it out, but nevertheless that seems to have gone in well. Of course, you've got the normal problem with trying to use moss, that you've got to press it down to support the plant without without compressing it and making it over water retentive. I've had some of that before now. But yeah, that's Restrepia sanguinea, the first one that I've tried to repot. And as I say, I'm going to put that inside there like that and hope that that will keep it better than it's been. Okay folks, that's that one. I've got two more that I might do over the next few days, but I don't think I'm going to do those today. And certainly I'm not going to bother videoing them because they're going to be exactly the same. But so unless I find something wildly different with the other ones, and I don't think I will, I'll thank you for watching. If it's appropriate in your particular belief system, I'll wish you a happy Easter or happy bank holiday or a happy whatever you like, happy weekend, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.